How is everyone today on this lovely Friday? My name is Di,
And I'm Robin, and we're excited to be here on Friday.
and we're always excited to be on here. It's our chance to get to know you and you to get to know us. And that's the way it is in life. That's the best thing you can do is get to know people.
And we're so chippery this morning.
we, we found out yesterday a lot of people watch the replay because it's just too early for most people to get up, I guess. But there's a lot of people that have to get up now to go to their regular day jobs.
Me included.
I don't have to do that.
Which is why we do it this early.
Yeah, but it is what it is. So yesterday we were talking about a lot of wisdom, and I find again when you get older, you learn more stuff about people. Some are nice, some are not so nice. However, you just keep on going. Like this world is not a it's unfortunate, but the world has become a very untrusting place.
And it's really sad because I don't know. I mean, I'm just a weird person. I'm one of those people that when I get burned by somebody, I don't want to carry that baggage
No,
into another
we
relationship.
did that when we were young. We
Yeah,
didn't know how to process it all.
But even in life, like if I get burned by one particular person, I don't want to automatically assume that everybody's going to be that way because I just think that's unfair to the world around me. And I hate to lose that idea, of that there's good people in the world.
Well, right? I always say don't trust words all the time. Trust actions. Like if you're around a bunch of people and they're saying all this stuff and all this other stuff and you don't know what to believe, trust their actions. Like what kind of person are they? Do you want them in your life? Are they going to be toxic for you? And I know you can't do that in 5 minutes. I think I've gotten so good at it. It takes me like less than 30 minutes to figure out whether someone's going to be, a little more on the evilish side or the good side.
Well, and that always freaks me out about her because no, I mean I'm just being honest. Like I give people a chance to prove me wrong. Like I assume everybody is a good person, but I give them the opportunity to prove me wrong. Di has a tendency to function with her gut, her instinct. And so
it's my soul.
Yeah, I mean she goes with that first. So the minute she's in the presence of somebody, she gets that feeling of whether or not they're a good person or they're a bad person. And so I'll meet somebody and she'll say something like, "That's not a good person," or "Don't careful with that person." And I'll be like, how could you judge this person? Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'll just go on like, you don't even know this person. How could you judge this person? And lo and behold, it has never failed in 20 years. Lo and behold, it always turns out she's right. Always. I mean, she just goes with her gut.
You
her
do. Instinct. Have you ever been around someone you instantly knew you shouldn't be around? And a lot of times it happens in relationships too. Or you go to your job and there's always this one person, somehow you just can tell. They're one of the crazies that are running loose out there. So you just avoid them.
I think, you know what, now that you say that, I'm very fortunate though.
Oh, you have great people at your job.
I think I am very fortunate because I think this is the first time that, I can honestly say I like everybody I work with.
I hear you all the time talking to them and about them. And it's just like, you must work with the greatest people on the face of the earth. And that's what
I think so.
So speaking of work, this is why I don't work. I worked most of my life for somebody else, but I loved my job. I really, really did. I loved it so much. And unfortunately, I got hurt and I couldn't do the job anymore, And then I was into music my whole life. So I was always in bands, always out doing something. That's how I got into karaoke and DJing because I wanted to continue to do music. But at the same time, I started working for myself. And then I was doing that for the longest time. I loved being my own boss.
And then she said, I ain't going back to work for somebody else. That's what she said.
I did. I thought, I can't work for somebody else. I know my hours. I know when I want to take off. I know this, I know that. And it's just what I wanted to do. And I wanted to make myself living happy. And it's just, I just wanted the freedom to be able to go away when I wanted to. And that was the most important thing to me because I have family in another state. So I wanted to be able to go away. But when we moved out of Florida and all of a sudden I wasn't doing karaoke or
Well, we did it for a little while.
we did it for a little while,
but it just wasn't the
same.
same. It
you
wasn't
know?
the same people. It wasn't the same employees. It just wasn't the same.
But it's still being carried on. I got a message yesterday
Oh,
that
did you?
yeah, Christine is doing what we used to do with karaoke, and she's doing it like we did. So she said your contests are still being carried on. I just wanted you to know
Oh,
that.
that's awesome.
So I thought that was really so.
Legacy.
Shout out to Christina for that. But anyway, so when we moved, I was like bored. You can't put someone like me to be bored, and I couldn't think of anything to do where I could work for myself, and I wasn't going back to that world.
So you know what she says to me? Seriously, just so y'all know. She says, I looked up, all over, now we have the internet now, but she says to me, I looked up everywhere on the internet to find a place where I could stuff envelopes.
Because that's what I remember from when I was
And-
younger.
Yeah, and I'm like, do you know what year that went out? Like, seriously?
But I was determined to find an envelope stuffer where I could make a little bit of income and not be bored.
And that's how we got into marketing.
And
Imagine
that is a true story. But we found other things, and that's how we learned so long ago. But it took us
It took us a
pretty
while.
long and a lot of mistakes. But what we did was what I started to talk about, where you have to take chances. you know.
Risk. You
Yeah,
have to take
that-
them.
you have to take them in order to be able to tell yourself you can do anything, and that's what you got to do. Like, so many people are so afraid to do that. Like the other day we talked about staying in that little box. If you stay there, nothing ever changes. So don't be afraid. You're never going to reach your full potential if you don't take that chance.
Well, I think a lot of it is because people
People are feared.
they fear what they don't know, for one. But I think a lot of other reasons is because they get trapped in their own head,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're thinking a lot of. It's hard for me to relate to this because I don't have this problem, but a lot of people have a lot of insecurities and a lot of issues going on of convincing themselves that they're not capable of doing something. And the truth is, if you can survive your own thoughts, you can survive just about anything.
Yes,
right?
that is very true.
I mean, I'm a person that just gives it all I got.
That is true. She's almost a perfectionist.
And if that's not good enough, then that's not good enough. I mean, like I've had relationships or something in my life, and I have made mistakes. We all do.
Everyone
Nobody's
does.
perfect. And so I would try to rectify those mistakes, and it's hard to do, 10, 20 years later. I mean, it's kind of hard to rectify something, but you try because, you've seen the errors of your ways. But
that is a true statement.
but at the point, sometimes you've just done all you can do. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to get up and move on, right?
Yeah.
And that's the way it is with mistakes and risk. Failure is not final. So if you, we made plenty of mistakes in the beginning of the marketing journey, plenty, so if the fact of the matter is, if we, continue to focus on those mistakes, we would never be moving forward.
Yeah. What do you say about failure, though?
Oh yeah, failure is a bruise. It's not a tattoo, for sure.
That is very true statement.
And so that is something that people really need to understand, because we often, and who's judging, right? Who's judging?
God.
Because the truth, God's not judging you like that.
Nope.
The truth of the matter is that you are the only person that you've got to get approval from. You are the only person
Oh, I spent
that sets the standards of what you need to be.
I spent years trying to get other people's approval, and I look back now and go, why did I do that? You know, but I know there's people out there who are still probably trying to get somebody's approval, and it doesn't always work like that.
Yeah, it's sad.
So, you know, we come on here and we talk about all these things and what we do and how our life has gained prosperity and all good stuff. So when we talk to you, it's like we're not just talking just to hear ourselves talk. I mean, we love coming on here and stuff and interacting with everybody.
We love making your day
We
first
do.
thing in the morning.
We do, but I'm one of those people who believe everything comes to you at the right time. Everything, whether it's about us trying to, you know, get you to think about yourself, what you do, how you interact with other people, your family interactions, your work interactions. You know, everything happens for a reason. Be patient and trust the process of whatever you're going through at the time. But when we talk to you about, we would never talk to you about anything that we don't believe in.
That is very true.
And I'm just saying right out there that the company we're with it's changing all the time, our life.
Well, you know what's cool about it is, and I'm going to say this again, and people who know me know this, I am not big on technology. I'm not big on this whole AI thing and, you know, all of it where a robot can take over my job. And, you know, I mean,
That's
that
the
stuff's
thing.
really scary.
It is
It's
scary.
not that it's not fascinating, because I think it is fascinating.
Oh,
I
is.
think the technology in the wrong hands could be detrimental, you know. So that's kind of the thing. I'm a person who really values my privacy. However, when you talk about the metaverse and you talk about what's coming, whether, you know, just like with the computer, I mean, nobody could stop the computers.
No.
Nobody could stop the smartphones. And here, I mean, here they are. Everybody's addicted to them. So when you talk about this whole metaverse, I mean, and you think about where it's going
If
and
you
where it's
don't know
already
what
at.
the metaverse is, it is the coolest thing that I have ever seen. Go on YouTube and watch what the metaverse is. And
I mean,
like it's so fascinating. But I'm going to tell you right here and right now, I want a robot that lives in my kitchen and cooks for me. That would be the greatest thing. And one of those smart kitchens. So I'm all about technology, but only for my own home. I don't want it taking away jobs from people.
Yeah, so we have to split the house. Half of it does not have technology, and the other half does. How's that? That's how we roll.
So at any rate, when and if you ever decide to, when you say to yourself all the time, God, why am I still doing this? Like it's 5 years and I'm still at the same job and I'm this and I'm that. Take a risk to do something different. You don't have to leave your job. Like I said, never leave a job that you are making the bills with, because that's the most important.
First of all, I'm going to say this, and I know people are going to argue with me on this, and they probably will. It's probably very controversial.
Oh dear.
But not everybody goes to work for money. Just, I want to put that out there. You know, it provides a lot of fulfillment other than just money. Like, for example, I literally enjoy the people I work with.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not just about money in some sense. So money isn't everything. And I'm going to say that as many times as I can possibly say it. But it does help solve a lot of problems, right? So don't ever be stupid and just up and quit your job without, you know, having...
I was just going to say, though, that, yeah, your job... you know, it helps you pay all your bills, get your kids whatever they need, all of it. But when you're making, like, I make good money, you make good money, other than your job. We do other things that,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's diversification.
but it does
and-
make you able to do more things.
Sure, and having more, several different types of income streams helps. I mean, that's just common sense,
Because
especially in today's world.
Yeah, I don't like stressing over whether I'm going to be able to pay a bill, or I just want it to come out of my bank and not worry about it,
Yeah.
So that's my big thing. I don't like to worry. I have anxiety. I don't want to worry. But stress is only temporary, so always keep that in mind. That's the
Somebody's
stress.
losing their voice.
Yeah, somebody is. But stress is temporary, and if you just take risks sometimes,
And
that
listen.
stress could go away.
And that's true. And don't ever feel guilty for doing what's best for you.
Oh,
You know,
definitely
because a
not.
lot of people do. They feel like this weight of guilt. I mean, I'm not really one of those people, but they feel guilty for success. I mean, and we're going to do one of these episodes based upon fear of success, because I think that's very important. People constantly think that they fear failure, but there's a lot of people in this world who really fear being successful. They're uncertain about that. They're uncertain about how it would change their life, and I think it's important for you to understand your relationship with money. So we will have an episode on that
Yeah,
eventually.
Definitely. But I've always heard, what is that thing where if you hang out with 5 winners, you're likely to be the 6th winner or something like that?
Yeah.
If you hang out with 5 losers that don't do anything and sit around playing videos all day or doing nothing all day or watching The Price is Right or whatever else they do all day long, you're probably going to be the 6th one that ends up doing that instead. So my personal thing for everybody is to choose your friends wisely.
Well, yes. I mean, you have to remember, are you affecting people or are you allowing them to infect your life?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's
a big thing. So you do need to choose your people wisely. Listen, I don't care what you say. Nobody wants to be the smartest person in the room, right? You need to constantly be growing.
Yeah.
So if, it is so very true. If you are the smartest person in the room, it's time for you to get another room. That is so very true. So do choose the people you hang out with.
Well,
wisely.
the fastest way to become better is to surround yourself with better people, and that's just the way it is.
People who have ambition, because that's just it. If you're gonna hang around with a bunch of people who bar hop all night and lay on the, like she says, on the couch eating Doritos all day, there's no ambition there. And then 5-10 years later, when you look around and they're all still sitting on the same bar stool,
Yeah.
I
can't even imagine what fun that would be. Like, I guess some people just like it, but
I think you get into that because that happened to me.
I had to get out of my own way when I was growing.
That happened to me. It was in my late 20s. I looked around and everybody was still sitting on the same bar stool they sat on every weekend. And I remember this very vividly. I looked around and I was like, well, I hung out with a lot of older people. So, it was natural for them to be hanging out in the bar because that's what they did every weekend. But I looked around and I was like, oh my God, when I get to be their age, I don't want to be here.
No.
I don't want to be sitting on this bar stool.
That's like seeing into the future when you go out to like a bar, when you're in your, you hang out there. I was in band, so I was constantly in bars, right? And I remember myself looking at people who are like my age and older now going, God, I don't want to be that person, And it's so sad. It's like seeing the future right in front of your face and saying, don't become that person. It's like right there.
It's that magic 8 ball. It says don't do it.
None of those things, yeah. Anyway.
Anyhow. So,
what happened?
I was trying to think. I got lost on my little quotes here. Be forgiving, people. Be understanding. It's important, but don't be a fool. Forgive people. I think that's very important, not for their benefit, but for yours. Grudges don't. They're just not healthy. They don't produce anything good.
Yeah, you gotta kind of like not be judgy, but kind of judge like where you're at, where if somebody asks you something, right, and you really don't want to do it, don't be afraid to say no. And don't say maybe, because maybe to them is a yes, I will do it. Or they'll badger you until you do. Just like it's like my dogs. They badger me until they go out for a RIDE. They're sitting right next to me.
So she has to spell.
But anyway, when you're a giver, just remember to learn your limits, because the takers don't have any. And that's all I was trying
That's
to
a
say.
very powerful statement right there.
Yeah, they don't. They don't have any limits. So just be careful of how you answer people when you're a giver.
Well, not only that, but here's a very valuable lesson, and I do this a lot. You know, I'm a person that doesn't entertain a whole lot, you know, but don't waste your time with explanations. People only hear what they want to hear.
Oh my God, that's so true.
You could explain yourself 1,000 times over, and it's not going to matter.
You ever talk to a child, you know, like a real little child, like a 5-year-old, you know, even up to around 10? They're gonna, like, you can explain why you say no until you're blue in the face. They don't hear it.
Yeah, my dog doesn't either.
Our dogs are special.
Yeah.
But at any rate, so I'm just saying, like, it's trying to explain something to a 5-year-old. They're not going to hear anything except what they want.
So don't waste your energy.
Yeah, but some people grow up to be like that, and it's really hard to entertain, as Robin says.
Yeah, don't entertain that kind of stuff. So, but anyhow, so I hope we're being informative and wise.
I hope we are.
Where's the road of wisdom today?
We want you guys to, you know, be able to think. Like, we do this so that you can think about your own life, what you do during the day, and again, how you interact with people, what your thoughts are that are in your head every day. Because I say this all the time, your thoughts are what's going to happen. Because if you think negatively all the time, then just negative is going to happen all the time, because you're telling yourself that nothing will ever go right, you know. So you just got to make sure that your subconscious connects with your conscious.
That's right.
Did I say that right?
You did. I'm very proud of you.
But you have to make sure of that, because that's what's going to take you through life. And if you only see bad, nothing's ever going to change.
Yeah.
So take risks, do things that you never thought you would ever do. You know, be out there, like, become something just something you want to do. Just go do it, and don't care about what anyone says. You have 3 choices in life. You know what they are? You can watch things happen, you can make things happen, or you can wonder what the hell happened. You know, those are your choices.
That's a lot of people. That's like most of my 20s.
Yeah, but I'm saying that it's your choice where your life goes. And I say it a lot. Every day you get up, it's a new page in the story, and only you can be the author of that page. So
that's very profound.
I like it, but it is the truth. You are the author of your story. How it ends is your journey.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you a little tip, just because it's my personality, and it's the calmer you are, the clearer you think. So when your anxiety raises,
not like me, I have anxiety.
Well, she has a lot more than I do. I mean, mine's more internal, but you know, if you just calm down, you find the clarity that you need to make the decisions that you need to make.
I'm a lot better. I joke when I say I'm so anxious, but I'm like, when I was younger, I was anxious about so much stuff. But when you go through a lot, you can't help but be anxious. So you have to learn, like, to stay strong. When things begin to fall apart, you stay strong and just sit back, assess the situation.
There you go. Assess the situation. And just remember, I mean, you're going to be judged by somebody no matter what. So just do what makes you happy.
Be who you want to be. Don't hurt people. Be kind. You know, you don't have to win every argument, agree to disagree. it really, really, really helps.
Yeah.
It really does.
It does. I mean, find the priorities in your life. I mean, that's going to be what's most important. I do hope that you enjoy your weekend, however, and that
Oh
we've
my
given
God,
you
it's
the
the
wisdom.
weekend for y'all coming
That's
up right after the end of the day today.
That's
Make
it.
the most of it. And all we can say is have a beautiful day. Oh, I want to put out there that if you want to go to a really cool event in October, on October 21st, there's an event for what we do. And I love events.
I do too. We get to talk to all kind of people.
It's in Philadelphia. So if you want to go to Philadelphia, go to an event, find out how I mostly sit home and not have to answer to a boss, then make arrangements. Call us, get a hold of us on this little device here.
All our social media channels.
Yeah, all our social media channels. And then you too can come to Philly and you can see why I am so happy even at this hour. Just saying.
She is a morning person,
So
far more than me.
It's coffee. Robin says, coffee or I'm not doing anything.
I wake up and I say, God, thank you for the coffee.
Yes. So go out today. Don't have any regrets, just lessons.
That's it.
All
Enjoy
right?
your day.
Enjoy your day. Go out and be kind to people.
Just don't let people use you. And we will see you on the block, Jane.
All right. Love y'all. See you later. Bye-bye.